Good afternoon. Today is the 25th of February, and I think it's time we had a little chat about temporary insurance cover. I'm sorry if that doesn't sound very exciting to you, but I promise there is a reason why I'm talking about this today. So, those of you who've been with the channel for some time will know that back in December I bought a Mitsubishi Shogun from a friend. I wasn't intending to keep the car, so I just took out a temporary policy for the insurance. Now, I'm not a motor trader. I don't have trade plates. I don't have trade insurance. So if I buy a car, it's like everybody else would be. I have to pay for tax and I have to pay for insurance. So yes, that one of the reasons I don't trade cars, I don't get involved in that sort of thing, because I don't have those things in place. Now, I decided at that point I'd go for a temporary policy because it wasn't as if I was buying the Shogun for myself and then selling one of our own cars. I was just buying it on a temporary basis and then, moving it on after having some fun with it, which we did, had some fun, and then it got moved on. So I looked at various options for this. The company who we normally insure our cars with, like the Astra that I'm in today, and Seat, is called Correct Me Happy. I think they used to be called Norwich Union back in the day. So I looked at that and it looked a bit expensive to get, say, 2-3 weeks cover or a month or something. And so I happened upon a company called Cover, Cuvva. And they are a very unusual type of insurer. Let me just explain what they do. When I've got a temporary policy out in the past, I've normally added it to something like a multi-car policy. I've gone with my existing insurer and transferred one car into a temporary policy and one been permanent, because obviously sometimes you're selling one and you're driving another one at the same time. But with Cover, because it wasn't really like that, I found that they only work through a mobile app. So I got the app, and you can get insurance really rather quickly, as long as you've taken loads of photographs of your phone. When you start the policy, you have to take a photograph of your card. You have to take a photograph of the car as well before you start driving it. The insurance actually varies depending on what time of day it is, which is really strange. If you start to insure the car at night, it's actually cheaper than insuring it during the day. And they've all kinds of lengths of things you can choose, and you can extend the cover just from clicking on the app at any time you want. In some ways it might be quite convenient, but you have to go through a lot of steps to do it. They don't take into account, I don't think, giving you your occupation. I think the standard access on the car is just given to you. You don't even have a choice as to what you choose. It's literally just, I think it's £1,000 on the Shogun that I had. So it was just interesting that all these kind of things were not being taken into consideration. I think it's literally just designed really for very short-term use. I think I paid for something like 18 or 21 days on the policy. I think it was just under £200, which obviously sounds like terrible value, and in some ways it really wasn't great, because what I could have done is to buy a normal insurance policy for the year or something and stuck it on a credit card or whatever. I don't know, even got onto monthly payments for it, and I could have just cancelled the policy after I don't know, a month or so. I could have just got rid of it, and I think I would have got quite a lot of that back. So if you're just borrowing a friend's car for an hour or something like that, maybe this will be good for you. But because all these sort of variables are going on and you can't pre-plan this, it's not possible for you to say, oh, I want the policy to start at this particular time. You have to start it immediately. It's only really designed to go straight away. I think it's just decided to simplify it, but I'm not really sure that was particularly good value. And if I'd had to add extra on top of it, it would have been even worse. In hindsight, really what I should have done is done what I thought I should have done in the first place, and contacted my existing provider, Quote Me Happy, which is another online insurer. You can use a normal website rather than just an app. and just added the car on one of their temporary policies for say a month, I think it would have worked out about the same amount of money. And the excess would have been a lot lower. Not that I had to use the excess or anything like that. I didn't have to do that, but it was just interesting to be with that particular insurer who, you know, specialise in temporary cover. Possibly, if you're getting a car for less than a week, say it's a couple of days, this might be really good for you, and you know, you don't have the facility to just drive on your third party policy. I'm now over 30 and I've got quite a clean insurance record and everything like that. I've been driving a long time. I've been driving about 19 years. So it's not really an issue to just drive on a third party policy. I do a lot of that actually when I drive a lot of cars actually, and often it is on my third party policy, which covers me for most of the things. Obviously you've got to be really careful driving on a third party policy, and you know that there are risks involved in that. But generally, if you have a comprehensive insurance policy, you're over 30 years old, you don't have lots of incidents and things on your insurance, then that's probably the best way to do it when you just want to borrow someone's car for an hour or so, provided that car's insured. In this instance, the Shogun wasn't insured by someone else, and so I had to get the policy out. It was a separate policy from anything else, and that's why I went for this temporary solution. I think I saw them advertised on the internet or something like that, or maybe YouTube maybe had some adverts on it. So I'm glad I tried it out, but I'd be very, very cautious before recommending this to someone, unless it's literally they don't have a third party cover themselves, or the car, like in this instance, doesn't have any cover, and you literally just need it for a couple of days and that's it. So I hope you found that video to be informative. Certainly it wasn't something I knew much about before I tried it, and now I have. I can pass the information on to the rest of you. Possibly I feel like, you know, you say you're a bit of an idiot, you should have looked into this a bit more. Well, as I said, I did, and it looked like it was going to be better, but it wasn't. You definitely learn, don't you? Anyway, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more information like this, and sometimes we have a lot more fun than this too. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below. My website is www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. If you wish for me to source a car for you, then that would be wonderful. There's a contact tab on the front page there. I've also got a Facebook page, facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching.